Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for something you are not. Everything has been said before, but since nobody listens, we have to keep going back and beginning all over again. Art begins with resistance, at the point where resistance is overcome. No human masterpiece has ever been created without great labor. Art is a collaboration between God and the artist, and the less the artist does, the better. It is only in adventure that some people succeed in knowing themselves, in finding themselves. It is easier to lead men to combat, stirring up their passion, than to restrain them and direct them toward the patient labors of peace. Complete possession is proved only by giving. All you are unable to give possesses you. Nothing prevents happiness like the memory of happiness. The most beautiful things are those that madness prompts and reason writes. Therefore is a word the poet must not know. The sole art that suits me is that which, rising from unrest, tends towards serenity. Welcome anything that comes to you, but do not long for anything else. In hell there is no other punishment than to begin over and over again the tasks left unfinished in your lifetime. Nothing is so silly as the expression of a man who is being complimented. Fish dive belly upward and rise to the surface. It's their way of falling. Man is more interesting than men. God made him and not them in his image. Each one is more precious than all. The most gifted natures are perhaps also the most trembling. Work and struggle and never accept an evil that you can change. Only those things are beautiful which are inspired by madness and written by reason. The most important things to say are those which often I did not think necessary for me to say, because they were too obvious. To read a writer is for me not merely to get an idea of what he says, but to go off with him and travel in his company. Old hands soil, it seems, whatever they caress, but they too have their beauty when they are joined in prayer. Young hands were made for caresses and the sheathing of love. It is a pity to make them join too soon. No theory is good unless it permits not rest but the greatest work. No theory is good except on condition that one use it to go on beyond. One does not discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. Believe those who are seeking the truth. Doubt those who find it. Through loyalty to the past, our mind refuses to realize that tomorrow's joy is possible only if today's makes way for it. That each wave owes the beauty of its line only to the withdrawal of the preceding one. There are very few monsters who warrant the fear we have of them. Know thyself. a maxim as pernicious as it is ugly. Whoever studies himself arrests his own development. A caterpillar who seeks to know himself would never become a butterfly. A straight path never leads anywhere except to the objective. The color of truth is gray. The most decisive actions of life are most often unconsidered actions. Not everyone can be an orphan. God depends on us. It is through us that God is achieved. It is unthinkable for a Frenchman to arrive at middle age without having syphilis and the cross of the Legion of Honor. What would there be in a story of happiness? Only what prepares it, only what destroys it can be told. Most quarrels amplify a misunderstanding. The want of logic annoys. Too much logic bores. Life eludes logic, and everything that logic alone constructs remains artificial and forced. It is not always by plugging away at a difficulty and sticking to it that one overcomes it. Often it is by working on the one next to it. Some things and some people have to be approached obliquely, at an angle. What another would have done as well as you, do not do it. What another would have said as well as you, do not say it. What another would have written as well, do not write it. Be faithful to that which exists nowhere but in yourself, and thus make yourself indispensable. There is no prejudice that the work of art does not finally overcome. I owe much to my friends, but all things considered, it strikes me that I owe even more to my enemies. The real person springs life under a sting even better than under a caress. Sin is whatever obscures the soul. Great authors are admirable in this respect. In every generation they make for disagreement. Through them we become aware of our differences. It is good to follow one's own bent so long as it leads upward.